The storm is over, but the political wreckage is just beginning. Hurricane Melissa was a Category 5 destroyer, but the real question isn't about the wind. It's about the leadership that faced it. The people of Jamaica demand a verdict. Has Prime Minister Andrew Holness passed or failed the most critical test of his administration? We will be impartial in presenting the evidence, but we will not be impartial in delivering the final conclusion. We will give the government's strongest defense, and then we will expose its fatal flaws. To be fair, we must acknowledge the government's strongest defense, the one presented to Parliament. They claim a unified, proactive response. This is the evidence the Prime Minister himself has put forward. 1. Claim of proactive readiness. The government moved decisively and declared the entire island a disaster area. The PM stated they approached the storm with seriousness, urgency, and unity of purpose. 2. Claim of financial commitment. They boast of allocating Jamaican dollars $1.5 million to each constituency before the storm and spending $200 million on drain cleaning to ensure readiness. 3. Claim of progress. Days after the storm, the PM reported to Parliament that more than one-third of the 151 damaged corridors were already cleared or reopened, showing steady, disciplined progress. 4. Claim of future vision. The PM is actively engaging the UN and UNOPS, securing high-level international logistics support, and promising to build forward stronger, safer, and smarter. So, this is the government's official defense. It sounds disciplined, proactive, and resilient. But now, we must hold this defense up to the reality on the ground. The evidence of the failure is not a political opinion. It is a fact written in debris and suffering. We will now directly rebut the government's 4 claims. 1. Rebuttal to readiness, the $200 million question. If $200 million was spent on drain cleaning, why did the road network fail instantly? The immediate and widespread failure of gullies and drains proves those funds were either insufficient, misused, or deployed too late. Preparation was a photo opportunity, not an institutional safeguard. 2. Rebuttal to progress, the marooned communities. The PM said 1/3 of roads are cleared, but the remaining 2/3 have left over 27 communities in St. Elizabeth and Trelawny completely cut off. For those thousands of citizens, the government's claim of progress is a catastrophic failure. Their homes are destroyed, aid is blocked, and dignity is lost. 3. Rebuttal to unity, the centralization trap. The PM claims unity of purpose, but the systemic problem is centralization. The cabinet ministers are afraid to move without direct approval from the center. This creates the bottleneck that prevents local authorities from making the fast, autonomous decisions needed in a disaster. The disaster response is slow because the decision-making is politically controlled. 4. Rebuttal to vision, the hypocrisy of ODPEM. The PM calls for building better, yet the very system tasked with recovery, ODPEM, is the same one that failed during the preparation phase. Engaging the UN now is a confession of local failure then. Why was this world-class technical support not secured before the hurricane when it could have saved lives? The tragedy of Hurricane Melissa was a force of nature, but the disaster that followed, the marooned citizens, the misspent preparation funds, and the crippling bureaucratic delay, that is a failure of governance. The Prime Minister faced the critical test. He had the opportunity to demonstrate true decentralized leadership and national unity. Instead, the outcome is clear. The facts, the blocked roads, the delayed aid, and the systemic bottlenecks all lead to one final conclusion. Some believe that, on the most critical test of his administration, Prime Minister Andrew Holness's response is a resounding fail. What is your verdict? Do you agree with the government's claims, or do the facts on the ground prove failure? Hit the comment section right now and tell us your side of the story. Like and subscribe if you demand accountability.